Okay, back to the chicken squat. Oh, don't lose my place. So if you remember, in the middle of the first chapter, something scary happened, and I hit the off button because it was like my heart was going because I had this sense there was something behind me, and all of a sudden, whoa! It was Gong. So here's the rest of chapter 1, and I'll probably read chapter 2 too. Also, okay. So we ended with big and scary, enormous and frightening, huge and terrifying. That's what the squirrel's telling. Who was he talking to? Sugar. Okay. Maybe I can help, said Dirt. She took out her sketch pad. What shape was it? Asked Dirt. It was big, answered the squirrel. Big is not a shape, sighed Sugar. She put her notebook down. You've got a good vocabulary, kid, but your poor shape knowledge means I can't respect you. You should go now. Hold on, Sugar, said Dirt. Let's figure this out. Let's start from the beginning. It's enormous, snapped the squirrel. He was starting to get grumpy. I thought you said it was big, said Sugar. So that is Dirt. Maybe I can give it a try, said Dirt. Is it bigger than a house? Well, no, said the squirrel. Is it bigger than the chicken coop? Asked Dirt. Well, no, answered the squirrel. Is it bigger than you? Asked Dirt. I am a brave squirrel. Of course it's bigger than me, said the squirrel. Why would I be afraid of something if it wasn't bigger than me? Lots of people are afraid of things that are smaller than they are, said Dirt. Well, not me, said the squirrel. I'm only afraid of one thing, and it's big and scary, and it came out of nowhere, and it's out there waiting for me. I think we need JJ on this case, said Sugar. He knows the yard like... Oh, whoops. Forgot the picture. What do you think it is? That he's afraid of, huh? Okay. He knows this yard like the back of his paw. I'm going to run over there and ask him to join us. Not the dog, yelled the squirrel. Not the dog, not the dog. What's your beef with the dog, Tail? Asked Sugar. He's big and scary, answered the squirrel. Sugar had a hunch. Fine, I'm just going to run outside and grab a shovel, she announced. I'll be right back. Not the shovel, said Tail. Not the shovel, not the shovel. What is your beef with the shovel? Asked Sugar. It's big and scary, said the squirrel. I give up, Tail, said Sugar. Sounds to me like you're afraid of everything in the yard. Now get out of here and call me when you have a real problem. Sugar made a last note on her pad. Big and scary, enormous and frightening, huge and terrifying, never mind. Just then a dark figure appeared in the doorway and cast a shadow over Dirt, Sugar, and Tail. Everything okay in there? Asked a deep, gruff voice. Tail's eyes went wide, his face went pale, and he hit the floor. Who's that? That's the dog. JJ. That was the end of chapter 1. So now we're on chapter 2. There's the squirrel. Remember, he hit the floor? He fell over because he was so scared. And look at his face. Isn't that funny? How was I supposed to know that Twitchy Squirrel was going to faint? I mean, sure, sometimes I chase him around the yard. Big deal. You'd do the same thing if you were a dog, especially if you were bored out of your mind and had nothing to read. So, yeah, the squirrel took one look at my mug and fainted. Like I mentioned, it's my job to keep the chicken squad and their mom, Moosh, safe and sound. I saw the squirrel walking into the chicken coop that afternoon, and I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't check it out. Moosh saw it too. She wouldn't be doing her job if she didn't check it out either. But Moosh and I have both been around long enough to know that squirrels are never up to anything good. Now look what you did, JJ, said Sugar, frowning at the squirrel stretched out on the floor. She did not look pleased. Poppy and Sweetie jumped out of the shoe to get a closer look. It's so soft, said Sweetie. Can we keep it? Dead squirrels are boring, said Poppy. I'll be in the shoe if you need me. Moosh burst into the coop, looked down at the squirrel, and rolled her eyes. I'll handle it, she said. So there was only one thing left for me to do. Go back to sleep. There's Moosh. Isn't she funny looking? Oh, so that was the end of chapter 2. Well, let's read one more because this has not been going very long. Chapter 3. I hope that's not what I think it is, said Moosh. What do you think it is? Asked Dirt. A dead squirrel in my living room, she answered. The squirrel's not dead, Mom, said Sugar. He just fainted. So there's the chicken coop. And Moosh in the doorway. How can you be so sure? Asked Moosh. He looks dead to me. Dead things smell bad, answered Sugar. He just smells like squirrel. Moosh stepped right over the squirrel and walked to the old shoe. She plucked Poppy out by the scruff of his neck, then dropped him on the floor. You are starting to smell like dirty feet, she said. Time for a bath. Then she asked Sugar and Dirt, what's he doing here anyway? He claims there's something big and scary in the yard, said Sugar. Typical squirrel, said Moosh. The squirrel started to moan and twitch. Sounds like he's coming around, said Moosh out of the side of her beak. Drag him outside. He smells bad. Let's see. Oh, there's the shoe. And there she is picking. Who was she picking out of the shoe? Oh, Poppy. That's Poppy. I cannot get all these names straight. Oh, and that was the end of chapter 3. These are short chapters, but it's been quite a few minutes, so we'll stop there and we will start on chapter 4 next. Yay! This is a funny book. I don't know if we read the whole thing, but we read some of it because I'm remembering some of these. All right, my boy. I love you so much. My heart to your heart. Sweet dreams.